Hello everyone. Hello Makadini Mese. My name is Ruthie Rave and this is Love the Ruins. Welcome everyone. I hope kwese komuri zvinzviri fire, zvinzviri right, you're good and that you're loving life. All right. So today I am going to be talking about positive thinking. What positive thinking is not, what positive thinking is, how to be a positive minded person, and the benefits, traits of a positive minded person. All right, so let's get into the video. Just fix my mic. All right, anyway, so first things first, we need to start with what positive thinking is not. You have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, I think you listened to my previous video where I was discussing and talking about things that have been happening in our lives, in my life, and that have been very, very hard. So here is a very important note to take. When you are positive minded, it does not mean problems are not going to happen to you. You are not immune to life's problems. And even if you are constantly positive minded, it does not mean the choices and the decisions that you're going to be making on a day-to-day basis are always going to be good. Positive minded person, it does not mean that you are denying your problems. It does not mean that you're pretending that problems are not there. It does not mean you're a person who has blind faith, constantly saying, no, I can do this, I can do this, when you know that it is actually not in the Word of God. There was a man who riled up his congregation. I'm not really sure which country, but it is in Africa, and say that I can walk on water. And he was told by people that do not do that. Do not dare and usade kuyenza mwari. And then he was argumentative and said, no, I have faith, I have faith. And he drowned. He was found 3 days later and he was dead. So positive thinking is not blind faith. It is not acting like things are not happening when they are happening. All right. Positive thinking does not give you the right to mock other people who struggle with negativity, who struggle with complaining, who always feel sorry for themselves, and who are always depressed. Positive mindedness is not arrogancy, nor is it pride. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, what is positive thinking? What is a positive mindset? When you are a person who has a positive attitude, or you have a positive mindset, this means that you have a constant and a consistent state of mind. It's not here today and gone tomorrow. It is something that stays with you forever. All right. So you are a person who says, regardless of the scenario that you're facing, regardless of the difficulty that you're having in your life, regardless of whatever it is that you're experiencing, no matter how terrible it is, you are a person who's always going to view life in an optimistic way. You are a person who constantly finds ways to execute whatever it is that is in front of you in a good way. You always look at the good side of everything. You always find a reason to be grateful. You always find a reason to continue to doing the things that you're supposed to doing and executing results that come about in your life. You see, so you do not say, today I'm positive, tomorrow I'm negative. You are there and you will your life to be there. You are a person who sees things that are happening. You see problems that are happening. You actually feel pain. You actually sometimes struggle, but then you get up and you choose to constantly go on and be optimistic with life. But the greatest thing about a positive mindset is that even though a person is not born with it, because it doesn't mean that if you're a Christian, automatically a positive mindset is coming. If you're good looking and if you're successful, then automatically you get positive thinking. No, it is something that you actually train yourself. It is something that you, with determination, resilience, consistency, and persistence, all right, you become a person who actually is positive minded. You learn how to constantly see the good in any situation. So what are the traits of a person who is positive? Let's look at some of them. You can feel free to add some more in the comments and to add more. So the first thing that you have to realize that a person who is positive minded does not view failure as the end of it. They view it as an opportunity to learn. They sit down with themselves and say, what could I have done better? What went wrong? They do not mock themselves. themselves, they're not insulting themselves, they're not like putting themselves down and saying, oh, you are so stupid, how could you do this? They say, this is an opportunity to learn. I did not have the knowledge that I had last time, so I get the opportunity to apply it again. And they get up and they move. They have no time to be feeling sorry for themselves. They can cry, they can feel the pain, but then they choose to get up and say, I want to learn from this. Any situation that comes their way, they view it as an opportunity to learn. They view it as a challenge and not a threat. And that is a very good thing. Another thing about people who are positive minded is that they do not take the word impossible because they do not give up. They are constantly trying to find ways to navigate around any situation. And if they cannot change it, they get it as an opportunity to learn. They say, why is it that this problem has come my way? Obviously, it is attracted to me because I have solutions. Obviously, it is attracted to me because the problem knows I can get it done. So they get up and they choose to be the people who are different all the time. Have you ever just seen people who are always smiling, people who are always happy, people who are always looking forward to life? It is so infectious, right? But it doesn't mean that they do not have problems. If you could open up their hearts, you will see that they have issues, but they constantly choose because they've learned the lesson that you get to be who you are thinking on your inside. All right. Another thing about people who are positive minded is that they always expect success in their lives. They always expect to succeed. If you are a person who has a great opinion of yourself, who's always highly motivated about life, who does not see failure as the end of it, but as an opportunity to learn, of course, what it means is that you're going to be a person who's always looking forward to anything that you touch and anything that you do to succeed. You're always motivated. You are resourceful. You're very creative, and you're very responsible with the way your life is going, with the direction of your life. Every single day is an opportunity for you to execute greatness. So of course you're going to succeed. And if you are expecting success, that's one step to greatness. That's one step to achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve. And motivation is always on a high with you. And I really love people like that because they just get me going. And hopefully what I am saying is actually protruding through to you and making you want to get up and go. People who are positive minded, they are good decision makers because they have no time to be mocking themselves and looking down upon themselves and thinking so lowly and saying that I'm nothing. They understand that they are forced to be reckoned with. They know that when they get up to move, something is going to shake. They know that when they start to do things move and things happen. So of course they're going to make decisions. If you ever just seen people who struggle to make decisions, even what to eat, what to wear, where to go and watch a movie, what movie to watch, what to do with their lives, they're constantly up and down. If they're here, they're there, they're up and down, and they're wasting time and they're procrastinating, which is actually a hindrance to progress. But then people who are positive minded, they understand that, you know what, even if I make a wrong one, I'm always going to know that I should have taken B. If I took D, then maybe I should have taken F. And they are so lovey-dovey about it. They're just laughing about it and they're just enjoying life. They're not threatened or scared about making choices and decisions in their life, because at the end of the day, what they want to do is they want to see movement, they want to see progress, and they want to see results. So you see that some of these things, when you are a person like this, it's going to be very, very easy even to interact with people. If you can see failure as an opportunity to learn, if you're always expecting to succeed, then you are a person who's always going to see the good in another person. You're going to give people second chances. You're going to be understanding. You're going to be friendly. You're going to be kind, and you're also going to be a generous person. You're going to be a good person to be around. You're going to be a person who everybody wants to be your friend. And have you ever noticed how people who are always happy, they seem to have good things always happening to them. They seem to have all the money in the world, all the beauty in the world, all the energy in the world. And while it's a person who's constantly negative, it seems like things are just decreasing from their lives, are just being taken away from them. All right, so these are some of these traits. So now let's look at how to be a positive minded person, because you might be like, okay, Ruth, this sounds oh great, this sounds good, but how do I begin to do this? Again, I mentioned this is not something that we're born with, because as a human being, we're always defaulting to the negative, we're always defaulting to complaining, we're always defaulting to seeing the bad in every single thing. So this is something that you have to will yourself and want to do. So the first thing now, it makes sense that take responsibility of your thought life. Your mind is very important, ladies and gentlemen, because if you think something, you feel something, and then if you feel something, you're going to act, you're going to behave how you're thinking. As a man thinketh, so is he. So be responsible for your thought life. Begin to take your thoughts to court. Look at the thought and say, where do you come from? Why are you here? Are you benefiting me? Are you important? Are you draining from me, or are you giving to me? And begin to dismiss every single thing that is in your life, that in your thought life, that is not helping you in any way. One of the ways to do this is to practice mindful techniques like writing down, journaling, and being aware of who you are, being aware of your personality, your character, the things that you love, the things that you enjoy doing, and the things that you do not enjoy doing, and being able to say, okay, I am doing this, I am here, I am in the present. A lot of people are living either regretting the past or afraid of the future. And few people actually stay in the present. So if you are in the present and you realize, okay, this is what I am supposed to do, you are taking responsibility of your life. Choose gratitude. Choose happiness. It sounds so easy. It sounds so made up, like I cannot just choose gratitude. But let me tell you something. Every single time you try and get up and you choose to be happy, you are going to be happy. Because unbeknownst to you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're grumpy, you have chosen to be grumpy. It's just that we think, because we're used to feeling anger, we're used to complaining, then that is our default. When, ladies and gentlemen, that is not so. You can't tell yourself, I want to be happy. There are so many great things that you've done in your life. There's so many good things that you've accomplished. So sometimes look back and have sort of like a gratitude, Thanksgiving, achievement flashback ceremony, if there's such a thing. Where you look back at your life and say, I managed to do that. So if I did that, I can do this. If I did that, I can do this. And here's another tip, guys. Stop with the filter hearing and thinking, where you just choose to hear the things that you want to hear and choose to see the things that you want to see that are always negative. Again, when you begin to just see the negative in everything, then you are never going to be able to be positive. You're always going to see failure. You're always going to see doomsday. You're always going to see disappointment, and never potential and never good in whatever it is that you're doing. And then finally, I would just encourage a person to literally walk with the Lord. To my Christian brothers and sisters out there, if you say you're a child of God, then walk in his way. If you say you are a child of God, then let the fruit of the Spirit live through you, where you're always kind, you're always generous, you're always loving, you're patient, you're enduring, you have peace within you, you have gentleness within you, you have self-control within you, because that is going to help you to be this person who's constantly going to see positivity in life. Why is this important? It is important because at the end of the day, you are going to go where you are thinking. If you think positive, the things that are going to happen to you are always going to be good. If you think negative, then ladies and gentlemen, that's where you're always going to go. It doesn't mean you're immune to problems. It doesn't mean problems are not going to come and difficulties are not going to come and you're not going to be able to make any mistakes. This is not a formula to that. But this is a time where I'm saying, even if things are happening in your life, get up. You can do this. You can beat whatever it is that is happening in your life. If you just will yourself and say, I am going to be positive every day. You choose to always see the good in each and every situation. And I promise you, life is going to get better. Life is going to get good for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I've come to the end of my video. I hope you've learned something. I hope I've managed to encourage you. Communicate. Send me a message. Comment. Tell me what else it is that you want to see me talk about. But today, I'm going to leave you with positive vibes, baby. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.